Epilogue. A man stood by a long oak table, tapping a coin against it while looking back at Leon. A bit confused, he took a long drag of his cigarette before knocking the ashes into a nearby plastic cup. "So let me make sure I got all of this," he said, looking at Leon with a hint of skepticism. "You died, got resurrected in another world, and fought against gods from another universe, not to mention these gods were basically demonic beings as far as anyone from Earth would be concerned, you know, with the whole soul-stealing mumbo-jumbo. Then you were sent from there back to here after the god known as Fate died. Am I getting that right? Also, why do you keep referring to yourself in the third person in these stories?" Well, that's basically right, but how is that last part important to any of this? Leon asked, a bit surprised. The man shrugged, twirling the coin through his fingers. "So that's what happened before we met, right? You never did get around to telling me the whole story," a girl who sat near Leon said, while leaning against him. "That's it," Leon replied. "What's this got to do with us, kid?" an older man in a cowboy hat asked, slamming down his glass of whiskey. The ice readjusted itself after melting with the all too familiar sound. "I'd rather you not call me kid, but I'll be getting into that. Let's just say things didn't work out as planned, and honestly, I don't even know how we would have planned for what happened." "Do I get to slice things? Please tell me I get to slice things. I'll slice big, small, round, anything, just let me slice." A strange figure in a trench coat laughed wickedly while rambling on. "Calm down," the cowboy told him. The strange figure slumped down a bit after the cowboy instructed him. "You don't have to worry about that. You'll definitely get to slice things," Leon said. This caused the figure to smile once more and begin to sharpen their blades. Another lady in her early 30s was on the couch that laid in a corner, snoring softly. "Will she be okay? She's been sleeping for a long time," the man with the coin and leather jacket asked. "She'll be fine. I'll fill her in later. Right now she's doing something important," Leon said, smiling. "That's important?" He flipped the coin he had been twirling, catching it between his pointer and index fingers, revealing heads. "Maybe so," he said, settling back down and taking a drag from his bent cigarette that was nearly down to the butt. "So what's next is our story?" the girl beside him asked, while tugging on his shirt. "Indeed, the story of the witches in other worlds," Leon said, rubbing her head and smiling. She just wrinkled her nose at him and smiled back. Leon was happy. For the first time in a long time, he was at least a bit optimistic about the future. He looked at the different faces gathered about while thinking of the ones who weren't among them, and those that never would be again. He grabbed a glass from the nearby bar and filled it up. He tipped his glass, still thinking of those that he had lost that most of those here would never know. "Do you think they'll be inclined to help after they hear the whole story?" Hope asked him. She was the only one here who knew the complete story that he had only just begun to tell. "It's not about if they'll help, Hope. It's that we must trust that they will. This isn't something we can do alone, and even together, without the help of others, we are all damned. This is where we must start to forge new bonds and look to the future rather than the past. If I continue to look to the past, I'll never escape that darkness. I must continue forward. For the sake of all, I must strive towards that bright burning day." Finally, Leon took a drink and moved to sit back down beside the girl. From there, he continued his story.
And that is the end of Afterworld. Again, this is the old version. If you're wanting to listen to the new edition, you can look forward to that in either 2023 or 2024 with a full cast and sound effects. The Ripper will drop October 9th this year, 2022, and the book and ebook for the Desperados Tale and the unnamed novella prequel should be out in 2022 or 2023, with their audio formats in the same year or following year. Thanks again for listening. If you enjoyed this and want to support me, make sure to give a like. And if you go to my website, nextlifeuniverse.com, there's a way to donate or buy me a coffee, which I will definitely appreciate. So, as always, stay safe and keep posted for any new information via the blog on nextlifeuniverse.com. Take care and have a good day.